Uh, yeah, I'm recording. So I just want you to just watch another very shorter video clip, and then I want you to notice and share with us after watching it. So I think I should start right now. Oh, yeah. So yeah, just
This is a classroom. The teacher stands at the front, and the students watch and listen. You'll recognize this because it's probably how you were taught and how your parents were taught before you. But there are a lot of problems with this approach to teaching. You see, not all students learn at the same speed, so some get left behind. And while some students learn better by listening, others may learn better by doing. This means that teachers can't always do the best job they can, but there is another way. The flipped classroom addresses these problems and makes learning more personal. First, the teacher makes a video that delivers the content they usually teach in class. Then they share it online with students who can watch it before the next lesson. This leaves the teacher free to spend class time leading activities that help students apply the knowledge. Students can rewind and rewatch a video as many times as they like and come back to class with questions to the teacher. So keeping up with the class is no longer an issue. Students can access the video at any time using mobile devices, giving them the ability to learn more independently. Instead of sitting and listening, students can spend class time applying knowledge in more practical ways. And teachers are free to spend their time working with students and giving them individual support and attention. The flipped classroom model is already making a difference to students and teachers worldwide, so get involved. Discover more at flippedinstitute.org and become part of the movement.
Okay, finish. So after watching these two videos, I wish some of you could share some ideas, whatever video you impress you the most. So please just share one point so that we can quickly go to the next sharing point. So please volunteer. What have you noticed? What are you interested the most with the two videos? Hello? Did you hear something or did you see something?
Hello, teacher.
Yep.
Yep. So I'm gonna share something a little bit related to after watching this video. So the first video I had noted that it consists of two parts of flipped classroom and also traditional classroom, and I mean that it shows that the flipped classroom is very effective, and also it's the kind of student-centered approach.
Yep.
That students are more active than teacher.
Yes.
And teacher and student interact with each other and also with the lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and they have more time to conduct or to respond with the lesson, or student interact with the lesson with provided by the teacher. Yeah, and however, for the traditional classroom, the teacher just if we see recently about related to COVID-19, so the student cannot go to school. So due to the Ministry of Education that have some no, I mean that the teacher record a video and he or she gonna explain the lesson and the student at home just receive or just get what the teacher explained and the teacher just talking alone, something like that. So if in case that student don't, I mean that if they don't understand, they just chat by personal, but they cannot react or they cannot ask during that video. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your participation and sharing here. What about other? Do you have something to add up? If no, we're gonna move on quickly to this one, the differentiated things. I mean something which is different between traditional model and flipped classroom. At the moment, we just watch it and we just listen. Maybe we just miss something. So it could be better if we can see something and we can just talk and hear so that it will be clearer. So as you can see on this slide, you can see traditional classroom and flipped classroom. So the first thing, lesson, it means the reading means student, they read their lesson before the class. It means they read at home. But when it comes to the flipped classroom, no. Okay. No. I think I missed this one. So in the last point here, comprehension, understanding of the students. So some students they hit the point, I mean they got what teacher said, but some they miss because the variety of the learner. It means that if the student are outstanding, the lesson or the explanation of teacher hits their understanding. I mean they understood what teacher said, but if the students are not really outstanding, they are the slow learners, so they miss some information from the teacher. That's why it is both for comprehension of the students in the traditional classroom. But look at the flipped classroom, the student here, they because they are watching movies, they were watching the videos by times, I mean different times, a lot of time as possible as they want. If they think that they watch one time and they could not catch up, they can watch another time. So it is increase their understanding. So their understanding, their comprehension is more effective, right? So let me move to the next. This one we attach or integrate the flipped classroom with the Bloom taxonomy. As you can see on this picture, figure 1, Bloom's revised taxonomy in the flipped classroom. So when you apply flipped classroom, at home, the student will get two levels, the two basic level, remembering and understanding, because they read the lesson and they understand the lesson. And when they come to class, they start applying, experimenting, analyzing, evaluating, and creating something inside their class. Yeah. So I'm just making a brief on this one. So we move on to the reason for flipping your classroom. So why do we need to flip our classroom? Because flipping our classroom have busy student, those who are busy, so they can watch video before the class and come and just engage with us inside the class. And have a struggling student, for those who are slow learners, so they can just read something and if they have question, they can just take note, and when they come into the class, they can just ask their friend and teacher for further explanation. Have students of all ability to excel. To excel means to master their ability in the lesson. So it have flipping the class have all students, I mean all slow learners or fast learners. So it's much ability of the student, they can excel by their own pace. Yeah. Allow students to pause and remind their teacher. So if in the flipped classroom, if the student not really catch up with the lesson, they can pause. They can ask teacher to stop and explain in this point. Okay, but in traditional one, when the teacher is explaining, I think it's hard because teacher is trying to speak and speak and speak. Yeah. Another one is increased student-center interaction, teacher interaction. So when we flipped our classroom, as you can see in the videos and what we have shared so far, the interaction is really dynamic, is really active between the teacher and student, right? Allow teacher to know their student better. Yeah, I think I used to teach the young learners of English at the Westline School as well. We know, there are about 34 students, and we know the level, the ability of each student clearly. Because why? Because we keep in touch with the student. So somehow we can predict that who will be #1 in the list for the next month for the exam, something like that. Because why? Because we know their progress. We keep in touch with them. So teacher know clearly or better about the student. Increases students and student interaction. Yeah, it's similar to this one as well. It's not only increase student teacher interaction, but it also increases student and student interaction because they work in team, they work together. In experiment, as you can see on previous video. Another thing is about allow to continue why we flip the classroom, allow for real differentiation. Yeah, the student and teacher that differentiate something with their experiment in the lab, changes classroom management. Yeah, so it is a great opportunity for teacher to change their change their classroom management. Before they used to manage their classroom in the traditional classroom way, but now they use it in the another flexible way. Yeah, flexible way changes the way we talk to the parents. So and educate parents as well. So I just made this. Because why? Because when we apply the flipped classroom, we as the teacher have to have the communication with parents as well to ask them for help, to keep in touch, to follow up with their kids' tasks, whether they do it, they do the task at home or not, something like that. Make your classroom transparent, so there's no bias. So because the one who mastered, they will get high score, they will get real ability to pass their level, something like that. It's a great technique for absent teacher. So when you apply the flipped classroom, especially for those who normally absent, so you can record videos and then you can ask for someone to substitute. So you can ask them to use your video to play the video for your student and just somehow monitor and facilitate according to video and activity. So it is a great technique for you to run the flipped classroom and can lead to the flipped mastery program as well. So flipped classroom is just a simple kinds of a teaching method, but moving to the flipped mastery program is more advanced. So if we could apply the flipped classroom properly, we can lead our class to the flipped mastery program, which is in the advanced level. Okay, so let me move on. I think this is the last slide for the that one, and then we can have a small quiz for that. Yeah. So I'm going to read for recommendation or scenario of the flipped classroom in the foreign language classes. So in this, I'm going to read. In the foreign language classes, teachers are recording grammar lessons and conversation starters so as to create time in class to use the language more practically. This includes having more conversation, reading literature, and writing stories, all in the target language. We visited one of these classes, a level 1 class, and observed students actively speaking Spanish. They were responding and gesturing in ways that corresponded to the teacher's instructions, which were entirely in Spanish. He would then ask students questions, then they would respond in Spanish. He reported to us how the videos had freed him up to do more of these engaging activities in his classroom. So because of time limitation, I just want to read it for you, and teacher want to sum up that whenever we apply flipped classroom, we can use videos as our main content knowledge or some kinds of that, and then to instruct our student easily in a way. And we will be free, teacher free up, see, yeah, free him up. So it means that it will freeze up the teacher. Okay, so yeah, I got the reference from this Jonathan B and Aaron as 2012 and flip your classroom. This is the topic. Another one here, and I have a quiz for you. It's quiz time, and I do it in a word form. Please remember that practice makes better. The more practice, the more we learn. So I hope that you are ready to do so with me. Yes, so here. So please feel free to answer with me. So I'm going to start this. Are you ready, teachers? Hello, teacher. Yes. Yeah. So this is the quiz. There are 10 questions here about what we have just learned so far. This is teaching methodology, traditional classroom versus flipped classroom. So I'm going to start this 10 quiz right now. So please participate answering the question. Okay, so I'm going to read for you when a teacher prepares a lesson plan and gives a lecture in the class. Is it a traditional classroom or flipped classroom? A, flipped classroom. B, traditional classroom. C, both choices are correct. D, both options are incorrect. So A, B, C, D, which one? Please.
So teacher, could you have to ask that question again?
Can you see the slide? Can you see the yeah, my quiz here? I'm showing you.
No, I don't see it.
Oh, you don't see it, that's why. Oh, why? How about other teacher? Can you see it? Okay, let me share again. Can you see it? Sorry. Can you see it?
Now we see it.
Yes, sure, I see you.
Okay, so at the moment I asked this question, and then I just make a mistake on this one at the moment because I just accidentally click on it. So the answer for that one is traditional classroom. Okay, no worry, we have 9 more questions to answer to deal with. Reading a, yeah, reading a, let me, yeah, reading is done before the class in the, what is it? Traditional classroom, flipped classroom, both or none? B, A, B, C, D, which one?
B.
B?
Letter A, sure, letter A, sure. Letter A, sure.
Reading is done before the class in the
A, sure, A.
So it's B, because why? Because student they read. That's when I made mistake, and then I informed you already that the student read everything at home, and then they come to school. So we go to number 3. It's okay, lesson learn, and we go to number 3 here. Homework or assignments done outside and or after the class is in the, what is it? A, B, C, D. You can see the choices here.
B.
B. Outside and after the class. What about other teacher, please? A, B, C, D.
A, sure, A. Sure, A, sure. Traditional classroom, letter A, sure.
Sure. Assignment done outside after the classroom. Yeah. So the correct answer is letter A. So we go to number 4. TTT, you may know teacher talking time is low in the, what kind of classroom is it? Or none?
B. Letter B, flipped classroom.
What about others?
Letter A, sure.
Letter A. Yes, so when we when teacher in the traditional classroom, teacher talking a lot, right? So this one we mentioned is low, so it is in the flipped classroom. Okay. All right. Thank you for your participation. Let's move on to the next question. TTT is medium high in the Medium
Letter
hard.
A, traditional classroom.
Okay, so good. So the next one, teacher role in the blah, blah, blah is being facilitator and or tutor. So what kinds of classroom is it?
Letter B, flip classroom.
What about other teacher?
Letter A chưa?
Okay, thank you so much. So in the flipped classroom, the teacher is seen as the facilitator or tutor to monitor and guide the student. Okay. Okay, let's move on to the next one. When conducting the plus, the mastery content is faster and more accessible. What kind of class is it?
Letter B chưa? Letter
Hello.
B chưa?
Letter B. Oh no, letter A. Flip classroom.
Yeah, faster and more accessible. Jumrong, can you answer again?
Letter B chưa? Letter B chưa? Traditional classroom.
You sure? Okay.
I just guess it chưa?
Yeah,
And
I think your answer is always opposite. I think you may know the answer. Okay, just have it fun. So learners, comprehension in the plus is somehow hit and missed due to variety of all learners. So which kind of classroom is it?
Letter B, traditional classroom.
Yeah, letter B. Good. So the last two, number 9 here should be when employing the flipped classroom, 2 levels of Bloom taxonomy are acquired by the learners. What are those 2 levels of Bloom taxonomy? A.
Letter B chưa?
B, C, D.
Letter B chưa?
Others? So they acquired or they achieve these 2 levels of Bloom taxonomy at home. So do you still remember that I show you quickly? So the correct answer is letter
C.
Of course, letter C. The last one. Yeah, when conducting the flipped classroom, it can A, help busy and struggling students, B, help learners or ability to excel and maintain teacher-student interactions, C, change classroom management, and E is a good teaching technique for absent teachers, and D, all options are correct.
Letter D.
Letter C chưa? Letter C. Letter C chưa?
Letter C. Okay, last
Yes,
one
yes.
is letter D because all are correct. Thank you so much for your participation. So we have done our quiz already. So let me move back to this one. So can you see the slide now?
I cannot see teacher. I cannot see it.
Okay, so let me share you again. Can you see now?
Yes, teacher, I see.
Okay, so it comes to the end right now. I think it's time is I consume a lot of time as well, but I have some activity for you, so I'm sorry for that. So it's come to the end of the presentation sharing, sorry, and then you can ask any question or you can comment something here, please.
Okay, so
Sorry,
thank you.
teacher.
Yeah.
Teacher, can I ask a question related to the slide, but I don't remember which slide number that you just mentioned that the classroom is a great technique for absent teacher here. So could you have to say it again, please?
Yeah, this one, it is a great technique for absent teacher, meaning that if you have some kinds of busy schedule or you are not really good at health condition, so you may absent sometimes within a week or something like that. So you can apply flip classroom because why? Because you can record video and then you can just ask someone to substitute your class, so that those that teacher can just get your video and play for your student and just monitor the class and the activities, facilitate activities. So it can be easier. Sometimes we can ask the assistant teacher to do so as well. Yeah. So that's why I say a great technique for absent teacher if you are really having a busy schedule or something like that.
Okay, thank you, teacher. But in case that if that teacher that he gonna absent for his or her class, so the substitute teacher will be the one who is like I mean that related to that subject or with like different subject can be substitute or not.
It depends on the individual ability or capacity of the person. So, for example, like some teacher, they are teachers of French, but they know English as well. So we can ask them for that. But some teacher we cannot, but some people we cannot ask to substitute because he or she have less relevant background to our subject, and he or she is not really acknowledgeable, I would say, so we could not ask. So it doesn't matter what subject he or she hold, but how knowledgeable and how flexible, he or she is, we can ask them for substituting our class. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, teacher Celine. So thank you, teachers. Please.
Okay, that's a very nice and appreciative presentation by Mr. Pich, who sharing your knowledge about the differences between flipped classroom and traditional classroom very clearly, right? And also answer the question to our participant there. Okay, I think now that's enough. And then don't forget, okay, to check your recording and do anything better with your recording and drop in the teacher club, right?
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, so thank you, right? Yes.
Thank you. So we may say goodbye. Thank you for your participation, everyone. Have a nice weekend. Also, this is the end of the weekend already, so welcome to the working day tomorrow. Thank you. Goodbye.
Okay, so thank you, right? Yeah, thank you.
All listeners. Okay, thank you.